Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, A Day in the Life of Rhea. Thanks for stopping by and tuning in, and welcome to today's video. So today's video, I'll be discussing how I managed to survive here, living abroad all alone, from the time that I left Christmas of 2019 up until this point now. It's been over 365 days collectively that I've been without a job, so I just thought that it would be very interesting to share with people how I managed to survive financially and just having the basic necessities to live off of without a job. And normally I'm very squeamish and I hate when people ask me, well, how much did this cost and how much do you make? It's so cringeworthy. But I'm being open to sharing my finances just for this video. So as you've seen at the beginning of the video, when I left on Christmas of 2019, I left with $1,100 in cash. And luckily I had that because at first I only had $900, but I had been waiting for this check and it finally came. So I deposited it on Christmas Eve, and of course it wasn't clear by the time that I left on Christmas, so I only was able to withdraw $200 extra. So I left with $1,100 in cash on me. Oh, and don't mind my drip. I really don't have any products in my hair. I'm running low and I'm trying to save the little bit of gel that I do have for this weekend. I have another video to make. So I hope my hair lasts throughout the video. If not, I'll put it up like I initially intended to anyway. Alright, so without further ado, let's jump into it. So when I first came here, my intentions were to go to school, and during the duration of school, of course, I wouldn't be working. So the only money I had access to was the check basically that I had deposited right before I had left. So after that, I received my next to my last paycheck from my last job that I had resigned from a week prior, and I got that on the 27th, and it was a coincidence that I got my first paycheck from my new job, which I started on February 3rd. So I started work on February 3rd, and by February 27th, I received my first pay. You only get paid once a month here from my experience. And so the way their pay period is set up, it ends on the 15th. So when I got my first paycheck from my first job here in Cambodia, it was only for less than 2 weeks. But I just thought that it was a coincidence that I got my last pay from my last job on the same day that I got my first paycheck from my first job here in Cambodia. All right, so the next bit of income that I had got, and if you see me looking down, I have my laptop on and a whole bunch of notes that I took. And so my last vacation paycheck that I was supposed to receive from my last job that I had resigned from, they was acting a little funny. They wasn't trying to give me my money. I think they probably was just mad how I left maybe. I put in my vacation time to cover my 2 weeks notice. Oh goodness, I've been doing it I guess within the past couple jobs that I resigned from. Oh well, it's my time. So anyways, let me put on my glasses. That's my smart look. So anyway, so they finally gave me my last check. I was supposed to get it 2 weeks after the 27th, but I didn't get it until January 24th. They gave me my last vacation check, so that was nice to finally get it and, you know, be able to add to my little stash. So after that, the next bit of money that I got, I actually was getting frantic and panicking because the debit card that I had, it actually was expiring that month, and the new card, it was going back to the US. So I would have no way to have access to any cash from my US account. So I got frantic and I started withdrawing a lot of money like every day. I really didn't know how much I was going to need, but I just started withdrawing money. So I withdrew about $1,200 within a week, maybe 5 withdrawals? Yeah, about $1,200, 5 withdrawals, just to have cash on me because I just didn't feel comfortable not having access to that cash anymore. So then the following month, I finally got my W-2s. And I had somebody send me the pictures, and I finally, you know, put in all the information and did my taxes. So I finally got that back. So that was a relief that I had extra money coming in that I could save. All right, so by March 27th, I received finally my first full paycheck from my job in Cambodia. But I had already moved by then, so, you know, I had already started dipping into my reserves. So by April 15th of last year, my job had texted me to come in, and once I got there, they told me that it was my last day, and I signed my paperwork and went on my way. So I lost my job April 15th. So by April 15th, I had lost my job and found out that the apartment that I was renting, they sold the building to new owners, and the new Chinese owners wanted everybody out by the end of the month. And I had to the end of that week actually to move. But the previous owner told me that he would give me back my security deposit and half my rent if I could move out before the end of the month within that week. So anyway, thankfully the stimmy hit the same day. I felt like that was such a blessing. So anyways, I was just trying to keep a positive outlook and a positive perspective. So, I was just thankful just to have some money, just to hold me over for a while. So then the following week, my job texted me that we would only be getting paid 50% of our last pay. And they wait until the day of that we're supposed to get paid to tell us that we're getting paid late. So not only am I getting half of my pay, I find out on the day of that it's going to be late. So I just feel like that's so inconsiderate, but who am I? All right, so the last 50% pay that I had got from my last job, I actually made that last until August. So then in May, one of my friends wanted to take me out to dinner, but since I had moved to a new country and that wasn't possible, but they actually sent me the money for me to get some dinner. So I just thought that was the sweetest thing ever. But of course, I only spent like $16 of it and tried to keep the rest of it. You just never know. I always try to save for a rainy day. All right, so for my birthday, I had a few friends that sent me a few dollars, and that was about $75. I think maybe about 3 of my friends had sent me that, so I was very thankful and grateful for that. Any little thing that I got, I just held on to. But again, not having a job, you just have to hold on to everything you have just to make sure you can survive down the line. That's just my way of thinking. So by September, I started having my friend go into this app and go into my account and send me a transfer to myself from my US account to my account here to hold me over for things like groceries. So then in August, I had my friend call corporate of the old leasing office that I was running from, and I had her call to inquire about my security deposit because I had never got it back. And it's so crazy because if I had got it back when I was supposed to have got it back, I probably would have spent it not knowing the circumstances that I would face once I moved to this country. And, the state of the world that we're in now, it happened. And so I had got that check back within a week of her calling. And the only reason I had her call is because I couldn't figure out the phone plans here to save my life. It was like they didn't understand what an international plan was. I'm so thankful to her for so many things that I have done. You just have no idea. So shout out to you. You know who you are. All right, so me being the all-nighter and brainstormer that I am, I came up with a way to be able to get extra cash. And let's just say it was some online transactions or trading. So that gave me a couple $100 every month, give or take. So that basically was to put towards my rent. So around October, I called myself trying to meditate more and get into the whole manifesting things into your life. Out the blue, a woman from my last job had texted me and said that I needed to come pick up a check. I was like, I was so shocked. So I had to go to the other city and pick up the check, especially once I found out how much it was for. And it was actually for more than what she said it was. So that was like a blessing that came out of nowhere. I didn't see that one coming. So I kind of start, believing or wondering if manifesting things into your life actually works. All right, so around this time, it's like December of last year, 2020. Christmas time is coming, and I had a few friends that wanted to send me like a care package or, just send me money for Christmas. And, it was hard to get like hair products for my hair here and other things that they don't have here that I'm used to that I felt that I needed. And they really don't have addresses here, so I didn't feel comfortable getting packages sent. So around Christmas time, I had a few friends send me some money, and that equaled out to a couple $100. So, anything helps. I'm appreciative and grateful for anything. So around Christmas time, y'all know the second stimmy hit, so that was a blessing. So in January, I was still getting some old Christmas money from some of my friends. So that was part of the couple or several $100s that I was able to, have. So in February of this year, I started working, but I still needed money from my US account to be transferred over. So I had my friend send me a couple transfers out of my account to my account over here. And so that held me over until I got my first paycheck at the end of February. And that paycheck was almost a full paycheck, but I started off part-time and did part-time for 1 week, and then the following 3 weeks I did full-time, and I was full-time ever since then. So I hadn't got a full paycheck. It was like a part-time paycheck for 1 week and then 3 weeks full-time. So that was cool, and I deposited most of that into my account and kept some cash out for groceries, so I didn't have to keep running back to the ATM every time I needed groceries every week. So it was nice to finally, get back to work and start having income coming in. So then in March, just like every month since I think August of last year or September of last year, like I said, me and my friend had a little agreement, and so I got $185 for the month of February, and it didn't clear until the beginning of March. So March 13th of this year, I got my last pay, and it was only for 10 days. So that's that. So I just took that and added that into whatever little funds I did manage to save. So then y'all know the third stimmy hit, so that was a blessing. So I guess I wasn't really worried about money anymore, and just whatever is meant to be is going to be, and I'm just wasn't trying to worry about money anymore. So I was just thankful for all the money that I did acquire. And so then, my March money from my friend, our little transactions we do, I got the same amount, $185, and then I finally got the pictures of a W-2 that came, and it's so crazy how things work out. So my last vacation check from my job back in the US came in January. So I got a January W-2, which meant that I could then file 2020 taxes. And luckily I got back money, more than I was anticipating. I didn't know that I would get anything back. So, things really just start looking up, and I'm so thankful. So now I'm just trying to hold on to any little funds that I do have, because I have to make some moves in the next couple of months and see what I'm doing for the next chapter of my life. So that has been my journey on how I managed to survive from the time I got here Christmas 2019 up until this point now. It's been 365 days collectively without having a job. So that's that, and it's been nice to finally, share that with everybody and be transparent for a change. So if you would like to see more videos like this from me, don't forget to subscribe, support your girl on her channel, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and I welcome all comments, and I reply back to everybody who comments as long as you're not being negative. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.